The story begins in Florida, where we see a small roadside cafe. A young girl named Lisa works there as a waitress, and she treats every customer with kindness and respect. Because of her polite nature and hard work, the cafe owner is very happy with her. After finishing her shift, Lisa leaves the cafe and begins her usual journey home. However, something about her expression feels different. Instead of relief or happiness after a long day of work, her face is filled with sadness and fear. Most people walk home smiling after their job is done, but Lisa looks deeply troubled. This tells us that the place she calls home is not a place of comfort. For her, home feels more like a living nightmare. As she rides her bicycle through the quiet streets, dark memories begin to flood her mind. She remembers a man who regularly enters her room at night. We do not yet know who this man is, but the thought of him clearly terrifies her. Suddenly, while riding down an empty road, Lisa notices a black car parked nearby. The sight immediately frightens her. Her heart begins to race, and she starts pedaling her bicycle faster, trying to get away as quickly as possible. Without looking back, she rushes straight toward home. When she arrives, we learn that the place she lives is not truly her own house. Lisa lives with her grandmother and her grandmother's friend. Sadly, this friend is the same man Lisa was remembering earlier. He gives money to Lisa's grandmother, and in return he is allowed to enter Lisa's room every night and abuse her in horrible ways. Lisa has been suffering silently for a long time. One day, completely exhausted from the endless pain, she writes a suicide note. For a moment, she considers ending her life just to escape the torment. But when the moment comes, fear stops her. She cannot bring herself to do it. The next day, Lisa calls her sister, who lives with their mother. She confesses everything that has been happening to her and begs for help. She tells her sister that she cannot continue living in that house anymore. Her sister passes the phone to their mother, hoping she will finally help Lisa escape. But instead of support, Lisa hears something heartbreaking. Her mother coldly tells her that no matter what happens, she must stay there and take care of her grandmother. Then she hangs up the phone without another word. At that moment, it becomes painfully clear that Lisa's mother already knew about the abuse. She simply chose to ignore it. Lisa's life feels like endless torture, a prison she cannot escape even if she wants to. But Lisa has no idea that something far worse is about to happen to her, something that will shatter what little strength she has left. One night, while returning home from the cafe, Lisa once again notices the same black car she saw before. This time, however, the car begins to slowly follow her. Fear grips her heart as she rides her bicycle faster, constantly looking back to see if the car is still behind her. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a man jumps from behind and grabs her. Before she can even scream, he forces her into the car and kidnaps her. Inside the vehicle, the man brutally abuses her. Afterward, he ties a blindfold over her eyes so she cannot see his face. Lisa is terrified. She has no idea where he is taking her or what he plans to do next. The man drives for a long time before finally bringing her to a lonely apartment far away from the city. There, he attacks her again, showing no mercy. At this point, Lisa realizes that the man who kidnapped her is a dangerous psychopath. The nightmare she once experienced in her grandmother's house suddenly feels small compared to what she is facing now. But this time, Lisa knows that the most important thing is survival. No matter what happens, she must stay alive and find a way to escape. Meanwhile, when Lisa does not return home that night, her grandmother becomes worried and reports her missing to the police. The authorities immediately begin searching for her. The police first visit Lisa's mother's house to ask questions. However, her mother casually claims that Lisa probably ran away with her boyfriend. Hearing this, the officers initially think it might simply be a runaway case and begin preparing to leave. But before they can go, Lisa's sister stops them. She insists that Lisa would never run away like that and tells them that something must be terribly wrong. Meanwhile, other officers visit the cafe where Lisa works. After speaking with her co-workers and boss, they learn that Lisa is a responsible and hard-working girl who takes her job very seriously. She would never suddenly disappear without telling anyone. Back in the apartment, Lisa remains blindfolded, but she is not giving up. Even in this terrifying situation, she carefully listens to every sound and memorizes every small detail around her. She studies the man's movements, the layout of the room, and anything that might help her escape later. When the man comes close to her again, Lisa begins trying to talk to him, hoping to understand his behavior. She already knows that he is mentally unstable and extremely dangerous. At one point, the man surprisingly unties her hands. For a brief moment, freedom feels possible. But Lisa is smart enough to understand the risk. If she makes even the smallest wrong move, the man could easily pull out a gun and shoot her. He is always watching her, day and night, and she knows that her life is hanging by the thinnest thread. Lisa slowly begins leaving clues inside the house, one by one. She carefully takes the hairpins from her hair and quietly throws them under the bed, hoping someone will find them later. Then she pretends she needs to use the bathroom. While inside, she secretly touches the mirror and leaves her fingerprints on it. While looking around the bathroom, she notices a pair of shoes. She carefully studies them and memorizes their color and the logo printed on them. But while she is doing this, the man suddenly realizes that Lisa has locked herself inside the bathroom. Suspicious and angry, he forces the door open and walks inside. Lisa immediately acts normal. She pretends nothing unusual is happening and behaves as if she deeply cares about him. One night, when the man finally falls asleep, Lisa quietly sneaks out of the room and moves toward the phone. From the very first day she arrived, she had noticed that there was a phone inside the house. Just as she is about to make a call, the man suddenly wakes up and catches her. He grabs her and says in an angry voice, "You are trying to be very smart." The man becomes furious and even tries to kill Lisa right there. But Lisa quickly thinks of a lie to save herself. She tells him, "I only wanted to check on my sick father. I wanted to tell him that I am happy here and doing fine." As she says this, Lisa pretends to break down in tears and starts crying loudly. Seeing her cry so desperately, the man slowly begins to feel sorry for her. He calms down, and the tension between them slowly fades away. At that moment, Lisa remembers the words her sister once told her. No matter what happens, never give up. One day, when the man comes near her again, Lisa tries another strategy. She tells him softly, "If you let me go, I will never tell anyone about you. I will gladly be your friend." She continues speaking, trying to convince him. "I will never leave you. I will take care of you. I will always be with you." Hearing these words, the unstable man becomes strangely happy. Lisa's words deeply move him, and for a moment he actually believes her. Eventually, he agrees to let her go. Meanwhile, the Florida police are busy investigating a terrifying case. They have discovered that a serial killer has been murdering women for the past 6 months. The man who kidnapped Lisa has also been watching the news carefully. He begins to think that this is the perfect time to release Lisa. The police are already busy with a much bigger case, so they probably will not focus on Lisa's story. Besides, Lisa never clearly saw his face, so she cannot properly identify him. Thinking about all this, the man puts Lisa into his car and drives her to a quiet and empty location. However, once they arrive there, he suddenly changes his mind again. For a moment, he thinks about killing Lisa to remove all risks. But Lisa immediately begins pleading with him. She says, "I want to be your friend. I want to take care of you. Please do not kill me." Hearing her desperate words, the man once again softens. Before leaving, he tells her something strange. "If the police ask you about me, tell them I am dark, fat, and short." After saying this, he drives away and leaves Lisa alone there. Lisa quickly runs back home. When she arrives, she tells her grandmother that a man kidnapped her. But unfortunately, her luck is terrible. Her grandmother does not believe her story at all. Since her grandmother had already reported Lisa missing, she calls the police again to inform them that Lisa has returned. Soon, the police arrive at the house. However, they also struggle to believe Lisa's story. The inspector decides to question her personally to understand what really happened. Lisa carefully explains everything that happened to her. But even after hearing the entire story, The officers remain doubtful. They ask her a series of harsh questions. If someone attacked you, why are there no marks on your body? They continue questioning her. If your hands and legs were free, why did you not run away or scream for help? Lisa calmly answers them. That man was completely crazy. He had a gun and kept threatening to kill me. She continues explaining. That is why I did not fight back. I just wanted to stay alive. But even after hearing this, the officers still believe that Lisa is lying. They think she is simply making up a story to gain attention. Two female officers even whisper that Lisa must be watching too many television shows. They think that is why she created such a perfect and dramatic story. Hearing all this, Lisa becomes silent and heartbroken. No one believes the nightmare she went through. But fate still has something unexpected waiting for her. At the same police station, a team of detectives is currently working on the serial killer case. This killer has been responsible for the deaths of many young women during the past 6 months. The police still have no solid evidence against the killer, and there are almost no clues to track him down. Because of this, the case becomes extremely difficult to solve. At the station, Lisa sits quietly, refusing to talk to anyone. Seeing her like this, a female officer asks a detective for help. The detective's name is Larry. Larry slowly approaches Lisa, but she keeps silent and avoids speaking. To make her feel safe, Larry takes a small photo out of his pocket. It is a picture of his daughter. He gently shows it to Lisa and tells her that she can trust him. He asks her to explain everything that happened, step by step. Slowly, Lisa begins talking. She describes the black car that followed her. She remembers the red carpet inside the kidnapper's house. She tells Larry that there were exactly 22 stairs in the building. She also remembers something written inside the man's car. The words read, "Magnum loves." Inside the house there was a bed, and the man himself was white. He used his left hand for almost everything, and he always carried a gun. As Larry listens carefully, he realizes something important. Lisa is not lying. He quickly asks his team for permission to officially investigate her case. However, before doing that, the police must contact Lisa's home for permission. When they call, Lisa's grandmother's friend answers the phone and pretends to be her father. He immediately refuses to allow the investigation. This makes Larry suspicious. He wonders why a father would refuse help for his own daughter. Larry gently asks Lisa why the man would behave like that. Finally, unable to hide the truth anymore, Lisa angrily reveals everything about her grandmother's friend and the abuse she suffered. The police react immediately. They rush to her grandmother's house and arrest the man. Now the entire police department begins taking Lisa's case seriously. All the details she shared remain stuck in Larry's mind. He starts wondering if Lisa's kidnapper could actually be the same serial killer they have been searching for. Many of the details match perfectly. To confirm his suspicion, Larry sends Lisa's clothes to the laboratory for testing. When the lab report finally comes back, Larry's suspicions are confirmed. The red threads found on Lisa's clothes are exactly the same as the ones discovered on the other victims. Now Larry is completely sure. The man who kidnapped Lisa is the same serial killer responsible for the other murders. To continue the investigation, Larry takes Lisa to the place where the kidnapper left her. Lisa sits inside Larry's car and closes her eyes. She tries to remember the exact route they traveled that night. Meanwhile, the police review security footage from nearby gas stations. While checking the cameras, they discover an important clue. The man Lisa described looks exactly like the man captured in the camera footage. Immediately, the police print posters of the suspect and spread them everywhere. The search for the killer begins across the city. After some time, a police officer finally spots a man who matches the description. She calmly approaches him and says, "Sir, we received a report about a stolen car. We just need to take a photo of your vehicle." The officer cleverly tricks him. Instead of photographing the car, she secretly takes a picture of his face and then lets him leave. The photo is quickly brought back to the station. When Lisa sees the picture, she immediately recognizes him. She confirms that he is the man who kidnapped her. With this confirmation, the police move quickly. They search the man's house and discover the same 22 stairs that Lisa described. Inside the house, They also find the hairpins Lisa secretly left behind and the fingerprints she placed on the mirror. Now there is more than enough evidence against him. The police launch a massive search operation to find the suspect. Finally, they locate him walking outside. Police officers surround him from every direction, pointing their guns at him. With no way to escape, the dangerous criminal is finally arrested. And all of this happens because of Lisa's bravery. After the arrest, Larry brings the good news to Lisa. Everyone at the station applauds her and salutes her courage. Because of her strength, justice is finally served. Not only did Lisa fight for herself, but she also helped bring justice to the other innocent girls who lost their lives. By helping catch the killer, she prevented many more crimes from happening. However, Lisa refuses to return to her grandmother's house. For her, that place feels like hell. So Larry calls her uncle and aunt and asks them to come to the station. Lisa has suffered a lot and is emotionally broken. When her aunt arrives, she apologizes deeply. She says she had no idea about the terrible things Lisa had been going through. She promises Larry that from now on, Lisa will be their responsibility. They will protect her and take good care of her. Larry thanks her for stepping forward to help Lisa. Then he quietly says goodbye and leaves the station. As he walks away, Larry feels very emotional about everything that happened. Sometime later, Lisa writes a letter to her mother. In the letter she writes, "Mom, you always said I could never live a good life because I did not deserve one. But you were wrong, and you were a terrible mother." With those final words, Lisa writes goodbye forever. Reading the letter later, her mother finally realizes how badly she treated her daughter. But by then, it is too late. Lisa has finally found a real family and the love she always needed. Now she begins living a new and better life. Meanwhile, the killer is sentenced to death for his crimes. A few years later, we see Lisa again. Her life has completely changed. Lisa is now a police officer. She has become a brave and determined woman who never gives up. After suffering so much pain in her past, she chose this path to help others. Now she is always ready to protect people who are in danger. And with this, the story of the movie comes to an end.